and welcome. This is Battleforge bringing you yet another community challenge. This is the 16th in the series, hosted and judged by our very own Sparrow on the Battleforge forums, and this challenge was set on the single-player map Ocean, set to expert difficulty using a collection deck, which means you can use basically any card that you own so long as you're not using one of the restricted cards, which there were a few of them, and also achieve as many achievements as you possibly could. And for a list of restrictions and achievements, just go to the Battleforge forums link, which is included in the description of this video. So without any further ado, let's see how Marion did this. Now I haven't seen this yet, so my computer got fragged on me, so this is I'm trying to catch up. So I want to be watching this just the same as you. Looks like we're coming in here with some Wind Weavers. He's starting at T1. Basically, the ocean map is nothing but a island hop, and once the fog of war comes off, you'll see what I'm talking about. You basically item hop, and the ultimate condition is to sit here and rescue Mo. So he summons some Wind Weavers. I imagine we're going to see a shaman come in here in a minute when he gets the power. So you have two Wind Weavers against some Bendant Steel Guards, which really is not going to be too bad of a matchup. There's the shaman. And the shaman's going spot heal, and the Wind Weavers are going to DPS him down. Now, about a minute into this, you're going to have help from the, see, there's the map with the islands. Now, about a minute into this, you're going to get some help from a Spitfire. As a matter of fact, there he is right there. And the Spitfire is basically a great anti-air unit, and it also allows you to drop some Sunstriders when you need them. I'm going to speed this up here just a little bit for time constraints. He's now got three sets of Wind Weavers, one Shaman, and he's DPSing down as much as he can. And he now has 4 sets. It looks like he's going to use the Spitfire here to absorb some of the damage from these Steel Guards, so one Shaman will be able to heal these 4 Wind Weavers without a problem. And here comes a 5th set of Wind Weavers. So 5 Wind Weavers, part of a Spitfire and a Shaman are going to have no issues whatsoever with this map. Now the first leg of this map is to claim your T2 right here, as well as destroy everything you can and use the teleporter to island hop. And as you can see, all he's going to do now is just use his Wind Weavers. Once again, he still has now 6 Wind Weavers. And he's going to DPS down his way station, the bandit launchers. Now, you don't really want to get too close to the bandit barracks right here, because it will start spawning creatures the closer you get to it. So it looks like he's going to pull around to T2 here and range him as much as he possibly can. Now be careful not to go too far west, otherwise you're going to run into these stalkers and aggro them. Not that it would be much of a problem with these guys. They'd be able to DPS them down real quick. We got close, and there's a bandit sniper, but once again, it's not a problem whatsoever. He has taken a power well, and he is now going to just DPS down the launcher and the, looks like the barracks. And then once that gets down, he sacrifices his 1 or 5 sets of Wind Weavers, leaves 1 set up to DPS. He's now taking a second well. And he sacrificed, looks like he sacrificed a Shaman. He is now bringing in a Mark of the Keeper. Now the second stage of this is you're going to have flying units come in. Alpha Male, or better yet, Skydrakes. You're going to have a scout ship as well as a Wind Hunter come. Looks like he's bringing in the Spitfire, and this is where the Spitfire can really shine. Is it's definitely a great anti-air unit. And with the Mark of the Keeper, what it's going to the Spitfire is just going to drag the Skydrakes into the Aura of Effect for the Mark of the Keeper, and now they are basically useless. He is now taking T2, which looks like it's going to be Shadow. So we're just going to sit here and watch this. Here comes the Wind Hunter. The Wind Hunter is now within the effect of the Mark of the Keeper, so it can't do any ranged attack, and the Spitfire is going to have no problem DPSing it down. And he starts summoning in, looks like Embalmer Shrines. He's got 2 of them. Don't know why he's going to summon in 2. The only thing I can think of would be that he's going to alternate their ability, their special ability. And if he's summoning these in, my guess is you're going to have a Soul Splicer and a Furnace of Flesh come in, which really is how Shadow can shine with power manipulation, void power manipulation. Here comes the Scout Ship. The Scout Ship is now within the Aura of Effect of the Mark of the Keeper, so it's going to have no problem DPSing down the Spitfire, DPSing down the Scout Ship. Speed this up here just a little bit. And then the orb itself and the Wind Weavers are going to finish taking out all the rest of the defenses. Here come the Wind Weavers. Where are they up to? Yep, bringing in a Soul Splicer, Nature Affinity. And makes it just outside of the range of the scavengers or stalkers so it doesn't get aggroed. And there's a Furnace of Flesh. And what this combination is going to do is basically empty the void power right here by sacrificing units into the Soul Splicer and within range of the Furnace of Flesh. And it's going to empty your void power very, very, very quickly, so he'll have 0 void power for a very long time. He's now brought in, looks like 4 Shadow Phoenixes. Yep, 4 Shadow Phoenixes. Now, to use this teleporter, you do need a ground unit, so he's going to have to bring a ground unit in. And it looks like he's going to dive bomb the, yep, there they go, no problems. And they should absorb enough hit points to where they reincarnate. Yep, there they go, right there. He now has a total of 6 Shadow Phoenixes. Whoop, maybe more. 6 Shadow Phoenixes and a Shaman for the ground presence. And he's going to island hop, and he island hops twice. And it looks like he's going to dive bomb. Whoop, nope. Take it back. He's going to his T3. So he's trying to clear out T3, which includes this way station as well as some bandit gunners. And these guys should absorb enough power to where they are going to reincarnate again. And they do. Now, he's got to be careful of the Sky Defender right here, because that will eat up the Shadow Phoenixes very, very quickly. So he's got 6 of them still. He's now brought in a set of Windweavers and a Shaman to take on the launcher to clear it out. He's taken 2 Power Wheels here, and I imagine that once he gets enough power, he's going to summon his T3. These Shadow Phoenixes looks like they're going down south. Now, if you're going to do that, you got to be careful. This island right here, as well as this island right here. You have another Power Wheel right here, but it looks like he's utterly going to skip it for one reason or another. You also have the ability to summon in a Death Ray in case you need the extra firepower. And as you can see, he has now done his Pick Over the Bones special ability for the Embalmer's Shrine. And now you have a battleship which will spawn in from time to time at different various points of the map, usually in the corners, the centers, or the other corner. And the Spitfire's really not going to have any problem taking it out. He either buffs it with, looks like Life Weaving and possibly Unholy Power. And it shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. His T1 is still going. As you can see, he now has 0 in his Void Power because he's using the Soul Splicer Furnace of Flesh combination. He has not taken his T3 yet, so we'll have to wait and see what he has there. The Shadow Phoenixes are slowly making their way. I'm assuming he's coming back up here to teleport to clear this base up right here would be my guess. But we shall see. And as you can see, he's, okay, summoning in some more Shadow Phoenixes. So that's 2 here plus these 6 right there. So that's going to be a total of 8 right there. And I'm sure he's going to bring in more. Yep, a lot more. Looks like 10, plus there's a Shaman for the ground presence, so he's going to use the teleporter and teleport somewhere. He still hasn't taken a 3rd orb yet, so we'll see. And as you can see, he's back again at 0 void power, so he's using the combination to empty it out as quickly as possible. And as you can see, everybody's here, and they are now going to teleport, and they've teleported right here to, right here. I use that word a lot, I noticed. And he, and as you can see, 11 Shadow Phoenixes have no problem whatsoever. Now, if you're not going to use Shadow Phoenixes, you got to be careful with the Bandit Artillery right here. It'll decimate the land units, so just be careful with that. Sky Defender will also pick off the air units. And as you can see, Shadow Phoenixes avoid are doing enough damage to where they can reincarnate, so he just keeps dive bombing them. The more he dive bombs, the more they're going to collect. He takes out the artillery, and he's going to clear his way to be able to take his 4th orb right here, I would imagine. And he still has not taken a 2nd orb. Now, one of the achievements for this map is using the detonator to clear this entire area, so we'll see if he actually does that. And as you can see, the 1 Shadow Phoenix is still left. The entrance to this base is destroyed. This is nothing but just a shanty. It doesn't really do anything, and you got 1 launcher left. And looks like he's got something else moving. Still have a Shaman here. He is still emptying out his Void Power again. Now he's up to 670. And this is, like I said, this is where Shadow shines with the Furnace of Flesh and Soul Splicer. I don't know if this was made before or after the Furnace of Flesh change. So I don't know if this will work exactly the same now. I don't know. And it looks like he's taking a 3rd orb. It is going to be a nature orb, and he brings in a breeding grounds upgraded to level 3, so it's going to be a major cost reduction. The shamans, looks like he's got 1 shaman here. It looks like he's going to come and claim his T4. he's got enough power for it. So we'll see what color what affinity he goes for. He sacrifices the shaman because he doesn't need any more, and it's going to be frost. So 2 natures, a shadow, and a frost. My guess is he's going to bring in a lost spirit ship horde. Or lost spirit ship something would be my guess. And breeding ground, so he's probably going to do it right here to reduce the cost. And then his next objective is going to be to clear this entire island that is holding Mo. So speed this up here a little bit. See what we got going on now. And yep, there you go. Tell me I didn't see that coming. Lost spirit ship with unholy power, unholy hero, as well as life weaving. He's also summoned in some rifle cultists, which apparently just got destroyed by this bandit artillery here. So with the lost spirit ship buffed, it should be able to clear the majority of this. Now the rifle cultists that he had summoned in, I don't know if he meant to sacrifice them or not, but and as you can see, he's emptying his void power right here very, very quickly. He's also, looks like he used a green piece right here. Yep, there's a green piece. Green piece makes sure that the units will not attack you, but it also affects your own unit, so you have to be very careful not to use it when you're inside the area of effect. And as you can see, one buffed Spitfire had no problem at all clearing this. There's another green piece. And I'm keeping an eye on these outer islands right here because I think he's still got to clear some of this. I don't know if he's going to clear this or not. I don't think you need to for this map, if I remember right. Once again, his single lost spirit ship is still going. It's still being buffed, though. It won't be able to do this without buffs. So if you just have lost souls and you don't have the buffs, you might be in a little bit of trouble. Rifle's Cultist, the unit that he had, has a Dark Grenade ability, which, if also buffed, can basically one-shot just about any air unit you have. So seeing how he's summoning that one, I'm imagining that's how he's going to take the other waves of bandit ships that are going to come in. He is now going to bring in, go and finish the rest of this island. And as you can see, one lost spirit ship is having no problem with handling it. You got some battleships coming in here. Another achievement was leaving all the cages. You didn't want to hurt any of the cages here. So as long as you don't do that, that's an achievement. Still has breeding grounds here. And Bomber's Shrine, Furnace of Flesh, Soul Splicer, and nothing has come over here yet. So he is just clearing this base. There's several green pieces. And he's just parking it over Mo to protect Mo. Or actually, I don't think Mo gets damaged in this portion yet. Poor Mo, he's always getting in trouble. They really don't like him, but we'll save him every day. And as you can see, Unholy Hero, Unholy Power, and Life Weaving on the Lost Spirit ship. I'm actually surprised he hasn't summoned in another unit to come in here and help. Now here comes a battleship. Lost Spirit ship's going to have to deal with that, and the battleship is inside the green piece, so it's not going to be able to attack anybody. So the Lost Spirit ship is just going to sit here and DPS everything down. And that's basically all we're doing right now. As you can see, he doesn't really have to clear this center island right here at all. He hasn't touched it, which is, I've never done it this way, so that's kind of interesting seeing that because I always clear the island, but I'm one of these people that I like to see no red on my map. And it looks like he's summoning another unit, Giant Worm. And the last leg of this is you have to protect Mo from multiple waves of battleships and scout ships coming in from all corners. I think there's 2 separate spawns, and then you have to defend, or 2 separate spawn times. Whoop, here's some rifle cultists. They're going to come in here to defend. And there's 2, like I said, back to the battleships. They will spawn at randomly around the edges of the map. As a matter of fact, here's one spawn point right here. As you can see, it's done by the D. And you'll have to sit here and defend Mo. You can wait for everybody to get to Mo, or you can go out and meet them head on. So you can see the possible spawn points in the mini-map there marked with a C. He just sacrificed his Lost Spirit ship as well as the Rifle Cultists. And there you have it. He is now waiting for the final sequence. And it just depends on where they spawn at. You now have the ability to defend and knock them out. There's the Dark Grenade right there. There's 4 shots into the air to form the grenade. I'm sure we'll see that again. The cultists are buffed with Unholy Hero. And he didn't use the Death Ray down here, which I think was also an achievement. And these rifle cultists by themselves, I believe they're T4 unit. Yeah, T4. And they can take out like I said, with air units, once you start using Dark Grenade, I mean, there's just nothing they can't do. He has now sacrificed his orbs. Let's see, this is bringing, looks like a fire orb. What else did he sacrifice? Yep, and another fire orb, so 2 fire orbs. And he's now going to use these rifle cultists to DPS down as much as he possibly can. As you can see, he's activated in Bomber, so he's going to start draining his void power very quickly again. And let's see what we got here. Now all we're doing is just waiting on the actual ships to spawn in. And it looks like they're going to spawn into the southeast here. He's got 1 set of rifle cultists to protect this orb. And here we go. He's buffed him with Unholy Hero. There's the Dark Grenade animation. 4 shots and boom. Down goes 2 battleships. My imagination is he's going to do the same over here with these rifle cultists. He's got 2 giant worms to defend against this mob coming in right here from the due east. He's just steadily DPSing down. Their ability's up. It costs 100 power, so he has to wait for that to go up. He's now draining his void power by sacrificing units. And here come 2 battleships. There's the Dark Grenade. Boom. Both of them go down. There you go. And that's how it's done with rifle cultists, folks. Looks like he's buffing the heck out of these giant worms. Unholy Power, Life Weaving. And with that, you can't use a green piece here because you don't have a ground presence. So to make this a little easier, just stick in like a little T1 unit or something with some hit points to be able to cast a green piece before they get here to also make this fight a little bit easier. And if you won't have to buff them if you don't have Shadow Splash by any chance. And it looks like he's only got 2 more sets left. He's got 2 battleships here, 2 battleships here. He's sacrificed the rifle cultist that was over here, the rifle cultist that was over here. And he's just about cleared this. Whoop, looks like he moved his giant worm to be able to do a preemptive strike. And once again, it looks like it's buffed. Life Weaving, Unholy Hero, Unholy Power. And that's really what makes shadow units difficult to beat, are the buffs that they can get. It's a risk versus benefits with them. Here comes the other listen to me. The other giant worm, Life Weaving, Unholy Hero, it looks like. And he has no problem whatsoever destroying it. And there you have it. With this battleship being destroyed, that should start the final sequence of getting Mo out of here. And you're now going to have dialogue between Blight, Mo, and Quick Queek. I love Quick Queek. And there's Quick Queek, the flying pig. And that's what you get. But he does get turned into a little scythe fiend in a later map, I believe. And there you have it. Finished the map itself at 1920 something, but with the ending animations, you're going to go to 1943. And this is how you clear it as quickly as you possibly can. This is an excellent replay. Like I said, I've never actually skipped that second island, but I'm going to try that one. And thank you, Marion, for this replay, and I hope y'all have all learned something from this. And until further notice, until the next community challenge, and I'm going to start trying to do PvP commentary, so watch out for it. Till next time, this is Battleforge signing off.